The infiltration party spends some well-earned relaxation time in a Midland tavern. Doldry has fallen, the war is ending, and tomorrow the king will host a ball in Griffith's honor. Each of the infiltrators have heard rumors leading up to the ball. Milos has overheard that Wild is out of prison and leading the Black Dog Knights on underhanded missions for the king. Mirka knows that many among the band of the Hawk are looking forward to leaving the mercenary life behind. At the tavern, he hears a few knights disparaging the peasant mercenaries and quietly takes them out back to murder them. Ambrose was summoned by Councillor Foss and told that a mysterious group intends to poison Griffith at the ball. The party beckons for Griffith as they begin a scheme to thwart the assassination and counter with their own violence and intrigue. Satisfied with the plan, they depart from the tavern with Griffith and leave Aurora to his drunken stupor. Outside, an old acquaintance emerges from the shadows. It is Steele. He warns Griffith that two fiends now guide his path into evil, and if he does not change course, Steele will return to slay him. Griffith smiles off the threat and asks if Steele will join them. After all, he claims, his path to the throne is assured without any further need for evil acts. Ambrose can see the truth in Griffith's bravado. The king is sure to promote the conqueror of Doldry. As a newly anointed noble, Griffith can one day marry Princess Charlotte, and then a natural death of the old king will grant Griffith his kingdom. But Steele is unshaken. He claims that the only way for Griffith to be rid of his destined path toward sacrifice is by denouncing Mirka and Umbra. Instead, Griffith removes the object of the sacrifice itself. He takes off his bailet and hands it to Milos. Steele stomps away and Milos follows. For a time, Milos is tempted to follow Steele and leave Griffith behind. He too fears what could happen if Griffith succumbs to the bailet like Mirka. But in the end, Milos thinks that better odds are with staying with Griffith and guiding the ship. Meanwhile, Mirka stays in Griffith's ear. He encourages Griffith to ignore Steele and continue towards his destiny. When this next sacrifice occurs, Mirka will be there. The night of the ball has come. Aurora, Mirka, and Ambrose all dress in fine new outfits to accompany Griffith and the honored band of the Hawk to the party of nobles. Milos, however, stays away so that he can scout out the location of Griffith's rumored assassins, the cottage of the Queen. Mirka is most comfortable in the crowd, proclaiming himself the 100-man slayer and reveling in how easily the lesser humans accept his lies. Ambrose is on edge, most mindful of the assassination attempt and his role as Griffith's shield. Casca is feeling out of place in a dress and is getting swarmed by nobles interested in the band's female commander. Aurora offers some safety by calling her away for a dance. While they are alone, Casca mentions noticing something different about Griffith and points out that he isn't wearing the bailet around his neck. This revelation causes Aurora to fall unconscious as Umbra takes control of their body in a rage. He stomps over to Griffith, forcefully passing along the antitoxin meant for later. He demands to know where the bailet is, and Griffith calmly says he has no need of it, so he gave it to Milos. Umbra storms away to find Milos. Just before midnight, the king calls for a toast. He declares that in honor of winning the 100-Year War for Midland, Griffith is to be elevated to the title of Count, and all of his underlings in the Band of the Hawk shall be dubbed a White Phoenix Knight. Amidst this incredible news and the cheering uproar that follows, Griffith takes a drink from his glass and stumbles. Before drinking the poison, he had secretly taken the antitoxin created by Ambrose, but to everyone else, Griffith appears to be dying. Mirka and Ambrose help to sell the deception to the crowd, and the act is sealed by Casca's earnest cries of horror at seeing Griffith motionless, for she knew nothing of the infiltrator's schemes to fake Griffith's death. However, one nobleman thinks something is off. Just as the king declares that no one is to leave the ballroom, this nobleman leaves, and Mirka and Casca follow with a single knight on their tail. Meanwhile, at the stroke of midnight, the queen holds her own toast with her gathered accomplices. Surely, she thinks, Griffith will have succumbed to the poison, and one day the same will happen to the old king, leaving her to take the throne. She has no idea that her proceedings are being spied on by Milos. Milos, however, has no idea what is coming for him. An angry Umbra sets off Milos's alarm, and something begins to change about him as Umbra demands the Bailet. Milos calls Umbra a silly little child, to which Umbra responds, "You may know the arcane, but I am the arcane." Umbra transforms into a fiendish apostle, an evil spirit being tasked by the four angels to guide Griffith to his proper path in the eclipse. This true Umbra grows demonic wings and summons a hound of ill omen as he attacks Milos. Mirka, Casca, the nobleman, and the knight enter the chaotic scene, as does one of the queen's guards, who immediately goes for help within the meeting cottage. Milos tries to direct all mortals against the fiend Umbra, to little avail. Umbra still knows the threat that the queen and her people pose to Griffith's rise, so he stays true to the mission and launches a devastating fireball at the cottage. Nobles scream as the house burns to ash and rubble. When Mirka sees the creature, he first attacks, but is then swayed to Umbra's side and begins attacking the knight and the nobleman, intending to leave no witnesses. Milos unloads a barrage of arrows onto the fiendish Umbra, coming close to felling the beast from the sky. A confused Casca takes down the Hound of Ill Omen before turning to the greater fiend. But soon, both Milos and Casca are incapacitated under Mirka and Umbra's hypnotic patterns. Umbra looks for survivors from the arcane explosion and sees the queen running away. He slays her, but is unable to chase down two escaping guards who will undoubtedly carry away word of the shadowy demon who slew their queen. Not caring, Umbra instead tells Mirka to retrieve the Bailet and take it to its rightful owner. When Casca awakens from her stupor, she follows Mirka's lead in slaying the remaining nobles. She never knew that the shadowy demon was Umbra. Mirka takes the Bailet from Milos, and when Milos awakens, he can tell that Mirka is in Umbra's pocket. What will this mean for Griffith's tale? Will he be swayed towards a terrible sacrifice for power, like Mirka performed and like Umbra desires? Or will he be guided by the influence of Ambrose, Milos, and Steel to renounce the cruel angel's power at whatever cost to his own flesh and blood? The hour of destiny draws near.